Panthers. This will be our intern pumpkin painting contest.
Our contestants for the pumpkin contest. We have Tuxedo Sam by Alexa. We have Garfield and Odie by Brianna. We have Alex G's Race by me. And then we have Bogo's Vinted by Carson. Castles 2 from Brennan. And then Radiohead the Bends from Kyler.
I'm Kyler Robinson, and the pumpkin I painted today, I painted The Bends On by Radiohead. And the reason I painted it is because it's probably my favorite Radiohead album and the most widespread is in their genre.
I'm Carson Monroe, and my pumpkin is Bogo's Vinted.
Hello, I'm Brennan, and I painted Castles 2 as my favorite Lil Peep album, which I do talk about in today's record drop.
Hi, my name's Alexa. I painted Tuxedo Sam just because I'm a huge Hello Kitty fan and he's my favorite character.
This is my pumpkin, and my pumpkin is the cover of Grace by Alex G. It's a very good album. You should give it a listen.
I'm Brianna, and I painted Garfield and Odie for my pumpkin, and I chose this because Garfield is my spirit animal, and I love him dearly.
Did I scare you? No? Oh. Well, welcome back to this week's episode. I'm Trinity Dancer.
I'm Brianna Levatino.
And I'm Alexa Thomas.
And this is Panthers Pause.
Since this episode is our special Halloween edition of Panthers Pause, the interns were responsible for this whole episode.
And we don't have very many announcements this week, only a few sprinkled out through the episode. Have
you guys noticed the Carmelita food truck right outside the main doors? It'll be outside tonight for parent-teacher conferences. A portion of the proceeds will go to support our Health Sciences and Human Services School of Success.
And with that, let's watch Brennan yap for 3 minutes about horrible Halloween movies.
One of my favorite Halloween traditions is watching awful horror movies. I at least watch one a year, maybe more, and I have a lot of them that I have seen, and I'm going to give you some of the best, worst Halloween movies or horror movies, in my personal opinion. The first movie I'm going to talk about today is Maximum Overdrive.
Hi, my name is Stephen King.
Oh man, we already in trouble.
Finally decided if you want something done right, you ought to do it yourself.
Directed by the Stephen King from his own book, where a comet comes down and makes vehicles sentient. And that's fine on its own, but it's the dialogue, the characters, and the interactions that the car have that make this movie especially terrible. The cars are led by a semi-truck with a green goblin face. It is one of my favorite Stephen King movies because of just how awful it is, and I love that he directed it himself. The second movie that I'm doing is VelociPastor. I love this movie. There is very little good about it. It's very low quality, very low budget, and I think that's what makes me adore this movie so much. The overview of this is so great. It's basically a guy goes over to China and inherits a ability to become a velociraptor. And he uses this to fight off forces of evil. It is great. I don't know why it's considered a horror. It is not scary at all, but it is soon going to get a sequel, and I am going to be front row first day attending it. The final movie that I'm recommending here today, The Toxic Avenger. And this is coming out before really the big superhero wave hits, and it's a parody on superheroes. And I love superheroes, and I love The Toxic Avenger. It is a gross movie, and if you're not into that or don't find that funny, that is perfectly acceptable, but I would definitely recommend giving it a shot.
Seniors, if you missed your senior portraits, retakes are on November 13th.
Now let's pass it to Alexa for a weather report.
Not much is happening in sports this week as we begin to transition into the winter season. However, as many of you know, tomorrow is game day. Woo! The game will start at 7 p.m. and is against Northrop. The theme is costume party, so wear your Halloween costumes there. Make sure your costumes follow the dress code, meaning no mask, fake or real weapons, and are school appropriate. I know many of us students, me included, are going to want to go trick-or-treating before attending the game, so let's take a look at the weather so we can plan accordingly. Here's the weather outlook for tomorrow night, starting with our trick-or-treating hours from 5 to 7. Starting at 5 p.m., it's predicted to be 52 degrees with a little bit of sun and partly cloudy. By 6 p.m., it's going to drop 2 degrees and be 50 with still some sun. By 7, the sun will have set and be 48 degrees. This is when trick-or-treating concludes and the football game will begin. By 8 p.m., it is going to be 46 degrees. By 9, it's going to be 45. And by 10, it's going to be 44. Predicted rain is 0 for Halloween night, but there is a chance of 15-mile-per-hour winds. Please dress accordingly and stay warm. But regardless of what your plans for Halloween are, please remember to be safe and mindful, Panthers. That's all for me. Back to you, Bree and Trinity.
We have one more segment for you guys, and we went out into the woods a few weeks ago and killed each other with our fire music tastes. Yeah. This is this week's record drop.
I'm Carson Monroe, and today for our Halloween episode of Record Drop, I am reviewing the song Thriller by Michael Jackson. He made this song about Gary, Indiana, and it is a scary, accurate representation of how Gary, Indiana was in the time that he was growing up. I give this song a 10 pumpkins out of 10. Very great song.
Hi, my name is Brianna Livatino, and the album I will be reviewing is the Grace album by Jeff Buckley. My top 3 picks from it is Lilac Wine, Lover You Should Have Come Over, and Forget Her. This album is a very emotional type of album, but is perfect for seasonal weather, and I do recommend y'all listening to it. I rate this album 9 out of 10 pumpkins.
The artist I'm doing for this Halloween is Lil Peep. I have loved him since I was back in the 6th grade. I have fallen in love with him. I've sometimes not listened to him, but he has always come back. He has always been in my life. He has always been in my rotation. Aww. Definitely Castles 1 and 2 are definitely some of his best albums. Your Favorite Dress, I think, is probably the best song that he has made. At least right now, I think that. But I like a lot of the stuff he has released. Come Over When You're Sober is really good. Both parts of them are really good. I actually got started with Come Over When You're Sober. So I definitely recommend you try out Lil Peep this Halloween. And I would give Lil Peep a 10 out of 10 pumpkins.
Today for Record Drop's Halloween episode, I did Slipknot, and the reason I did Slipknot is because I listened to their first album when I was a kid. They're self-titled from 1999. My dad introduced them. They're from Iowa, and they've made a pretty big name for themselves, I'd say, as they're a really popular new metal band. But they wear masks, and Halloween has always been associated with masks. And they depict clowns, they do Pinocchio, they do all of this. So I'd say they're definitely a 10 pumpkins out of 10 artists.
If you want some more autumn picks for your playlist, these are my favorite from Hosier's self-titled album. There's Work Song, From Eden, and It Will Come Back. And I give this album 10 out of 10 pumpkins.
Going off of what Carson said, Michael Jackson has had an impact on what we call Halloween music, including just being backing vocals. Today I am covering Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell, and fun fact, if you didn't figure already, Michael Jackson did the backing vocals on that song. However, he didn't get credited because he was just doing a favor to a friend. Overall, I'd give Rockwell Somebody's Watching Me 9 out of 10 pumpkins.
my gosh, she's dead.
Bleh.
Oh no! Well, that concludes our spooky edition of Panthers Pause.
I bet you guys were so scared.
We hope everybody has a happy Halloween. All the interns decided to dress up together for this episode.
Oh, wait, should we? Bye.